Hey everybody, Ethan again. If you didn't know me, now you know. If you did know me, how? Are you watching me? I guess you actually literally are watching me. Never mind. Today I wanted to discuss ego. Everyone has one. It's just kind of natural psychology. Psychology. Natural psychology, I suppose. Psychologically speaking, it's natural for everyone to kind of have an ego, right? Sorry, I got this tea because I've been feeling a little sick. But it's kind of natural for everyone to have an ego. However, in order to pursue self-improvement, if you're trying to genuinely get better and become a better person, you're going to come to a point where you're going to have to allow your ego to die. You're going to have to essentially kill your ego, because you can't reach the next point of who you're trying to be while that ego is still intact. That's kind of a given, I feel, but I also think a lot of people don't really understand that. A lot of people don't kind of just innately know that or are innately aware of that, right? A lot of people need to be told. Or if not told, then they wait until way later in life until they kind of have to experience it on their own, by themselves. There are people like that, people who just don't really take any advice or listen to anything that anyone tells them. They just kind of have to learn when it happens to them, right? But you don't have to be that way, because that's the ego. So that's why I'm telling you now, kill your ego. Let it die. Before you even try to start your progress on who you want to be, who you're gonna be, kill your ego. Let it die right now. Because as long as that ego is intact, you're not going to be able to progress. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to become the person. Whoa, that's a tongue twister. You're not going to be able to become the person that you want to be, that you need to be, even. Because the ego is going to get in the way. The ego is going to tell you you're fine how you are, or that, you don't need to change, or whatever would have you. Kill the ego, because it's going to prevent you from progressing in the ways that you need to, in the ways that you want to. Kill your ego. I kind of had to come to a place where my ego died on its own. I didn't necessarily kill it off myself, because I had a pretty big ego, right? Even though I was insecure, I still kind of had a big ego. I always kind of thought even though I'm insecure about a lot of things, I still had things that I wasn't insecure about, and my ego kind of got the best of me in those moments. Because then I'd think, oh, maybe I'm not this, but guess what, I'm this. Maybe I'm not that, but guess what, I'm that. And the ego gets in the way, because then you start overcompensating in other areas to make up for what you know or believe you lack in other areas, which is gonna hinder your progress. You need to acknowledge those faults, and you need to embrace them so that you can work on them to become better. As long as your ego is there, it's gonna prevent you from even doing that. So you need to kill your ego right now, today, so you can progress, so you can move forward, so you can grow, because anything that doesn't grow dies. Don't let yourself die. Shout out to Carl, everyone who knows Carl. He imparted those words of wisdom upon me. You gotta kill your ego. That's one of the things that, in order for it to grow in a better way, It does have to die, actually. Because if you want to become better, you need to kind of reconstruct yourself, right? You need to dismantle yourself and put yourself back together. And I think the first step to doing that is to rid yourself of your ego. Your ego will always be overbearing, so long as it's present, so long as you allow it to exist within your mind, within your state of being, within your spirit, within your soul, whatever you want to call it. As long as it's there, it's hindering you. I know that for a fact, because it was doing that for me too. I reached a point where I got so low that it just kind of died on its own without me even trying. It just shriveled up and died because I reached a point that was so low I couldn't even feel proud or egotistical about anything. There was nothing in me that felt proud anymore once I reached that point. And that's the point that you have to reach. If not by reaching that point the way I did, by having just so much life beaten out of you to the point where you just can't anymore, do it yourself then. Kill your ego on your own. That way you don't have to reach that point either anyways. No one wants to reach that point. No one wants to reach the point where you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you can't recognize yourself, or you look in the mirror and you hate what you're looking at. No one wants to reach the point where every day you wake up and it feels like just straight misery. No one wants to reach the point where you're anxious every single day about anything that's going to happen. That's life. Stuff happens. Unpredictable things happen. You can't go around being anxious or depressed about it. Obviously, with time, it becomes easier. And it becomes easier and easier until eventually there, are moments where you do get hit with hard times, unpredictable times, and it's impossible for it to affect you because you've just built that mental fortitude. You've built that new ego for yourself that isn't proud and is humble and can handle these situations without letting them overwhelm you. That's what you need to do. Because otherwise you just end up being this old, lonely, miserable, depressed, anxious mess who can't even do taxes without feeling like the world is falling apart. Who can't even apply for a credit card without feeling like their world is about to fall apart. Who can't even schedule a doctor's appointment without feeling like it's gonna take 1,000,001 days to accomplish this one feat. I couldn't even schedule my own dentist appointment or my own eye doctor appointment. I had reached that point where it seemed an impossible task for me, right? Because of the anxiety behind it. I killed my ego. I let it go. Who cares if I sound stupid on the phone? Who cares if I sound stupid while looking stuff up? Who cares if I make a mistake? That's what life is. You make mistakes and you learn from them. But at least you tried. And that's what's most important. A lot of people don't try. Don't be one of those people. Because look at me now. I got my teeth cleaned. I got everything done. I got new glasses. These are Ray-Bans. What can I say? That's my insurance. Thank God for my insurance, because my insurance came in clutch. But I got up and I did it. Because you have to. It's what life is. It's a part of growing. It's a part of moving forward. Don't let life leave you behind. Kill your ego. You're probably going to experience a few of them over your lifetime. Because as you grow, you change. Everyone grows, gets older, and they change as they get older. And each and every time, you're probably going to reach a new chapter in your life where you're going to have to kill yourself off over and over again to allow the new you to blossom through. in a beautiful way. You don't want to allow yourself to become old and decrepit, old and miserable. Just roll with the change. Go with the flow. Kill your ego today. So yeah, you'll be better off. You'll probably like the new version of yourself a lot more anyways. I know I do right now. And I still have a way to go. But I know the version of myself that I'm going to be even a year from now is probably going to be way better than the version of myself that I was a couple weeks ago. And that's what matters. That's what's important. So kill your ego. Allow yourself to progress. Become better. That's what I'm doing. As always, if you're feeling lonely, depressed, anxious, miserable, if you're having trouble trying to kill your ego and you want someone to talk to about it, or you just need someone to listen, I'm always here. My socials are always in the description below. You can always reach out to me. I'll always reach back. Because you're not alone. You're never alone. For the most part. Because I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I be falling asleep. But I don't sleep a lot. So, it's 50-50. Not even. It's more like 75-25. Because I really don't sleep a lot. I probably should fix that. We'll see what happens. But until next time.